Welcome back this morning. We've been following the Delphi murders trial for you since day one. It's been kind of hard though without the cameras in the courtroom, right? Many of you have shared your response asking why our daily trial expert is a defense attorney. We want to make sure that we are hearing a fair perspective from both sides of the law. So today we have brought in a prosecutor, the Johnson County prosecutor, Mr. Lance Hamner, joins us right now to get into this discussion. We love hearing from viewers. Obviously, it's a little bit easier to get a defense attorney to come in. You guys are doing your job right now and very busy as a prosecutor.
That's true.
Right? What is your biggest takeaway so far out of the days that you've watched? I want to talk about the prosecution and the defense. Obviously, the defense hasn't even started putting on their case. Do you have an opinion so far on maybe a big moment from the prosecution?
I think once the confessions started coming in, the statements made by the defendant, that's going to be huge. And when you consider the circumstantial evidence means you have to draw an inference based on all of the information that comes in. You have to infer from that what the result was or what had actually happened. But when a person comes forward and says, I did something, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, what do you think about when somebody comes forward and the jurors hear specifics of being in solitary confinement in a maximum security prison? That's not how we typically handle people who are pre-conviction.
You're right.
And when you're hearing stories about a man who has had a mental illness that has been diagnosed previous, and then when you're hearing specific stories about things that he's doing, including, for those that are watching, I hate to be so crass, but eating your own feces. Do you think that plays, how, from like your experience with humans on a jury, how do you think those jurors are taking that?
That will have an impact because all jurors, just like every other person, is trying to relate what they're hearing to themselves. And when they hear somebody in a situation that they wouldn't want to be in or they know would have an impact on them, that's going to have an impact on how they view the evidence. Yeah. However, when somebody comes forward and says, I did this, that's hard to get around.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest maybe positive right now? Again, defense hasn't even put on their case yet. Is there been a moment or something that you read? Obviously, you're not there either, so you're having to read things through the media.
Exactly.
And, was there a moment for the defense where you said, okay, that is a positive for them?
For the defense?
Yes.
As they are taking apart different aspects of the physical evidence, I think I don't think there was an aha moment, but I think there are things that the defense has to talk about that's going to have an impact on what the prosecutor can say to the jury. Yeah. And in addition to that, what the defense attorney is going to say about that evidence, because he gets to make his argument based on all the stuff that the jury's heard, and they're going to replay that in their minds as he's talking about that, and that's going to help them to conform what they're thinking towards his argument.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, you know, now in 2024, how different things are. I mean, you've been doing this for many years, and I think about how different it is now, how people have watched, you know, the Datelines for years. You know, we're watching podcasters come up with people thinking that in this case, they think that there is conspiracy theories. They think that police are bad in these cases. What do you think is something that is so hard possibly to overcome here?
What's difficult, are you talking about for the state?
Yeah.
Yes. For the state, what's difficult is jurors come in there and they want to see things that they've seen on TV. They want to see fingerprints, they want to see DNA, they want to see blood spatter, they want to see blood being linked to a specific individual. And when they don't see those kinds of things, that reels around in their mind as doubt. Yeah. Now the question is whether it's reasonable doubt. A lot of people think that a state's case has to be proven beyond all doubt. It doesn't. It only has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. And so when you hear these things that somewhat break down what the state is trying to prove, you're wondering, is that going to be considered reasonable doubt, or are they going to go, when we look at the entire case in its totality, do we have any reasonable doubt that this individual committed this crime?
Well, would you come back perhaps as in the next weeks, perhaps, maybe,
sure.
or maybe
absolutely,
on.
Yeah.
We do want to hear from all sides and really have a different perspective. So, Prosecutor Hamner, it's good to see you. We appreciate you. And again, Fox59.com is where you can see everything. Our crews are in the courtroom right now, hearing the testimony today. As soon as they come out from the morning meetings, jurors hearing the testimony. We'll have it for you here and online at fox59.com. And the details from this interview with Prosecutor Lance Hamner will be on our website as well. It'll be under the Delphi Murders Trial tab if you're joining us kind of halfway in here.